Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm building a lot for my Visiting World save file, and I'm building in Willow Creek in the park, where usually there's a park, with the 50 by 50 lot, so it's quite a large area to cover. But I'm changing the lot type, so it's not going to be a park anymore, it's going to be a pool. And I decided that the inspiration for this build is the Black Lake of the Hogwarts castle. And for that, I decided to look at pictures, as I always do for the Visiting save file. And I saw the pictures from the second task in the fourth film, and decided that the shower and the toilet and the sink that you need for the pool lot type will be in that building that they had the people watch the game in. So there was those 3 towers in the water, and I mimicked that as the building for the bathroom, essentially, for the pool. And I only did it once because I thought it would look too odd to have too many of them. But yeah, the roof of it is a little bit curved, so I did that. I tried to change it a little bit to make it a little less like an angle, but I didn't manage that, so I thought this would look fine. And there's actually something on top, but I couldn't mimic it really well, so I left it at that. Now I'm just using ladders. Thank God for ladders, because this build wouldn't be possible without ladders, at least not as easily. And yeah, I used ladders to get up there, and then I noticed I also need a shower. I thought I didn't, so I needed to enlarge the room on top a little bit. So I did that, and I did that with every other of those levels as well. Then I put, the bathroom, I finished it and put some windows in as well as some lights, and I made sure that the lights aren't really that futuristic looking, because the Wizarding World isn't futuristic. And then I also put in the dining chairs that I needed, and now I only needed a pool ladder and a pool for the requirements to be fulfilled. So yeah, that was the only thing I needed to do. And now I'm just making the structure on a foundation with the stilts, and then I cut out the pool building because it took quite a long time, and I didn't want to bore you with it, so I cut that out. But yeah, I couldn't make it that the structure that I built is totally on stilts. Maybe you can, but I didn't find how I would be able to do that. So sadly, I couldn't do that, not like they did in the movie. But there's also a, what's it called in English? The part that goes into the water a little bit. That you can also see that in the movie when the Fred and George Weasley are trying to bet, so sell some bets, and Ginny is talking back at them, and also when Harry and Neville are talking to each other before the task. You can see that part, and I decided that that would be a good addition to the build to have that as well, just to make it a little bit more realistic. Now I'm just terrain painting a little bit to make it, just a little bit more realistic. And then I also put in a really small fence on that part that I don't know the name of. And yeah, just to have it match a little better. And now I'm changing the flooring and the wall color of the pool to make it a little bit more lake-like, and also putting in some, the animals in a sense. So it's not really an animal, it's just a picture or a painting of it. But I thought it would look really cool to have it there, and yeah, I can't put any other animals there, so I decided it would be fine there. And the next thing I did was covering the whole of the pool in plants or wood or something, just to fill it up a little bit, to make it look a little bit more like a lake. And I just started with the normal bushes, so the bushes that you can find in the game, and I used a lot of the wild shrubbery that you can find and the wild grass. But then I moved on into debug, because I know that there are quite a lot of plants that you can only find in debug, and they can be really, really cool. So I did that. And also there are a lot of plants, a lot of trees that I wanted to put outside on top of the, so next to the lake, and they are also only found in debug. And actually this tree, when I first saw it in debug, I thought I would never ever need to use it, because it's such a large tree and the roots look really, really odd, but it actually fits really well here. So yeah, I was glad that I could use it here. And now I have like plants that stick out of the lake even, and a boat on the ground of the lake, because honestly we know that there are mermaids in the lake, in the Black Lake, but I can't put mermaids in because they're not in the game, or not in my game, because I only have base game and a free holiday stuff backpack, so I can't put them in. But I thought I could put something of a civilization there. I don't know. I thought a boat would be a good addition. And also the first years, they use boats to cross the Black Lake when they first come, so yeah, the boat makes sense, I think. And yeah, I'm just covering everything with some plants. I actually really like those pine trees, because they are leaning a little bit, and the cliff is quite steep there, so I think that it makes sense that the trees are leaning there. And yeah, I'm just slowly but surely filling it up, and yeah, covering more of the lake with some debris or with the plants. And then I also decided that I could make a second level essentially in the pool with the fishing pond that we have. So I did that, I put that down on the back side of the lot. And then I also found those alien plants, and I decided that, magic is quite similar to being being from another planet, so I think it makes sense to have something weird in the lake. And also, if I remember correctly, I think Fleur is attacked by the Grindelows because she was distracted by some of the plants in the lake, but I'm not sure yet anymore. I haven't watched the fourth movie in a while. But I think it makes sense to have some weird plants in there. Now I'm putting down some rocks, and even though they all say like large desert rock, which doesn't make sense because, Willow Creek doesn't resemble a desert, and neither does the Scottish landscape that Hogwarts is based on. And yeah, it doesn't really make sense, but the rocks don't look like desert rocks really, they just look like rocks. So I think they are fine too. You can use them just fine, so I did that. And then I covered the edge of the pool a little bit with plants, at least on that side. The other side is quite covered already with trees, or with the lower leaves of the tree. And of course the front edge isn't really covered, but I couldn't really change that. I thought about changing the edging of the pool, but then it would be really a lot more noticeable than on the other parts of the pool, because you can only change all of the pool trim, and I didn't want to do that, so I left it at that dark color. But then I think, if you think about it, the sand is a lot of it is darker usually when it comes in contact with water, so I think it still makes sense to have a little bit of a darker pool trim. And also, I can't really replicate a real lake in The Sims. But yeah, I think I'm finished. Now you can see some screenshots of the build of the lake. I hope you liked it. You can look at it some more on my gallery and download it. My ID is tggsims, and of course it will be part of my Wizarding World save file, so stay tuned for that. I guess it's going to be a while before I can finish it, but I will finish it. And of course, I also hope you liked the video and will consider liking and subscribing. And I hope that you have a great week. Bye!